Greetings and salutations, Michigan Ultimate Survivor League members, owners, fans, friends, the whole 9 yards. It is I, James L. Seagraves, coming to you for the Week 2 edition of the Commissioner's Corner podcast, the official podcast of the Michigan Ultimate Survivor League, of course. Week 2 is in the books, folks. It was a long night for Lions fans. Well, the second half was rough, but the first half was actually pretty good. So here we are bright and early on Tuesday morning to give you this podcast. Don't worry about the lights flickering. I don't know what's going on with that, but still. So, what? It's my leg, my wife says. It's possible. I do have restless leg syndrome. Anyway, that's not what that is. We're going to go right to it. We're going to get to the bottom 10 first. We're going to go over here. Whoa, that's my top secret document. You shouldn't have seen that. Hey, whatever. So here we go. Worst team in the league by record and points is going to be Show Me Them TDs. Hey, man, you're 0-2. You have been randomized. 81 points for 2 weeks. Maybe it's the tortoise versus the hare strategy. Who knows? Ryan Frazier's Kryptonite. Week 1, he was his own Kryptonite. Didn't submit a lineup. Got randomized. This week, he actually submitted a lineup. Didn't really yield much better results, unfortunately, as Willie Ledford goes to 0-2 to start the season. Freedom Fighter, Mr. Wilson, was randomized this week. Was not randomized week 1, so, you know. I don't know, man. People have things going on, but, you know, keep in mind, you don't want to get randomized twice. That's all I'm saying. B Squad put up a real B Squad performance here again. They are 0-2 with 89 points. A lot of people have scored more than 89 points in one game. The Orange County Ominous Oyster, sorry about that. This is Andrea Miller, I think her last name is. Millhouse. I don't know what the guy's real last name is, thus I don't know what her last name is. But she's 0-2. That's the wife of the defending champion. Obviously, he's not running the team. Just kidding. Maybe he is. I doubt it. But 0-2. Andrea, it's good. You scored 94 points. You're not in the. You're at least. Well, you're in the bottom 5. But you're at the top of the bottom 5. There's a positive spin for you. Most known unknown. 0-2. 95.8. Stafford's Bastards. 0-2. 97.04. Play with Mike Ditka. Can you believe it? Cassandra. Tony Cromwell's squad. I've got a Ming the Merciless miniature goatee here. I'm just noticing. Oh, my God, it's weird. Defenders of the Earth reference. / Flash Gordon. But Tony Cromwell, 0-2, hasn't scored 100 points in 2 games. But look out. He'll be back. We have no doubt. The Clockwork Elves, last year's runner-up, is the 76th best team in the nation. Not off to a great start. He's got that muscle bull hangover. And... yeah, just not great. And then finally, Golf and Balls. You're 0-2. You're at the top of this list. I'm not going to make any more comment on that. So I've got several analogies, but they'll probably be deemed inappropriate, so I'll just move on. We're going to scroll up through some of these guys. Cody Cole finally got a win, looks like. Of course, it's only week 2, so it's not really finally. You look through some of these guys. Look at some of these guys here that were 8. Toon Squad went from number 8. Lost all the way down to number 48. Not that the numbers matter really in this situation, but let me ask you a question. Fell from number 16 down to number 44. My balls accurates from 5 to 41. Honolulu Blue Balls and Honolulu Blues are next to each other. That's cute. Bleeding Blue Bombers. Oh, my God, there's a lot of blues going on there. All in 1, 2, 3. J Footman Can fell from 11 to 36. Super Original Steel City Sackers. Passwords Tackle GBC. Granny's Baloney Curtains fell from 3 to 29. And then we're going to get here. So here we go. This will be the only week I do this because these teams deserve an honorable mention. Just here so I don't get fined, Mr. Wallen Wine, 24th in the nation. He is 2-0, undefeated, doesn't crack the top 20. We're going to make special shout-outs here today anyway. 99% luck, 1% heart, 2-0, number 23. Brady's backup. Maybe you should teach your dad how to manage a team there, young Cromwell, because you're number 22, and he's in the bottom 10. Scored way more points than he has. And then finally, my own personal team, 2-0. After a miraculous week 1 win, 56 points. But still not going to be in the top 20. So here we go, the top 20. Starting with how much longer will liberalism be legal, at least for now. And also that's his team name, Pat Provost, 1 or 2, I don't know which one it is, one of his teams. 142 points. Alada cracks the top 20 for the first time. He's number 19. Your mother likes my defense. This is Alan Harvey, former champion who got randomized in week 1 and somehow won, but it does happen. That's why it's there. He submitted a lineup this week, and he won, rightfully so. And then we have Get Vaxxed Eric Minturn, who won but falls from number 12 to number 17 with his 153.99 points overall. Digger Phelps also won but fell from 14 to 16 because he didn't score as many points. He has 157.73. DeWyans cracks the top 20 for the first time this year. He's up to number 15 at 158.07. Whispering Eyes up from number 19 to number 14. Squadrels fell from number 10 to number 13 despite winning because he did not have as big of a week as he did last week, obviously, but he's at 165.88 points. Now you see me, now you don't. Ryan Frazier from all the way from unranked up to number 12 after a big win this week. You Thielen Lucky Punk, I'm not sure who this is, but I'm going to have to look it up. One of the newer owners. Hey, 2-0, 166.72 points. He's got a 1/100th of a point advantage over Now You See Me, Now You Don't, so that's about as close as it gets. Sag Nasty's notch above top notches. They won, but still fell from 4 to number 10. That means they probably didn't have nearly as high of a week. Mad Dogs, under new ownership already. We'll talk about that in a minute. Fell from number 7 to number 9 despite winning. They're at 172.26 points. Monstars, 2-0, 172.78 points. Zeke's Relationship Corner, 2-0, 177 points. Chubberts from 13 up to number 6. Nasty Nutria from unranked all the way up to number 5. That means they had a mammoth week this week. 182.01. Top 5, here we go. Well, Nasty Nutria already done. How long until Biden is arrested? I just love this guy's team names. He's got 2 teams in the top 20, although one barely there. But number 4, no doubt about it. I don't know. I don't know what to say about that. But yeah, 2-0. I mean, yeah, okay, moving on. Number 3, better bring your A game. Rob Jazerski, he brought his A game this week, folks. Jumps from number 17 all the way up to number 3. Helmets on 98 was number 1. Cassandra, now he's number 2, despite winning the game. That means we have a new number 1 team in the nation. Do you know who it is? I told you twice, and you weren't paying attention. That means oh, she said it. I don't know if you heard it probably because his mic's on directional receiving only. But the number 1 team in the nation is Cloacal Kiss Maddie Bradley. First time ever in the top spot in the nation. 2-0 with 189.05 points. Congratulations to you, Maddie Bradley. So, I'll tell you, just going to say it. Well, in the exception of my family, with the exception of my personal family, the kids of these owners are doing much better than their parents, as Maddie Bradley is doing much better than Rob, and especially Jordan. Is that their oldest kid's name? Jordan Cromwell. I call him Young Cromwell because I forget their names, but Jordan Cromwell, I believe it is in the top 20, whereas, or maybe he's number 22, whereas his father hasn't even cracked 100 points yet. And then there's my kid who came in second place last year, but is in the bottom 10 as well. So hey, we love you, Lennon. Keep it up. So that's that. Now, controversy perhaps brewing, but I had a couple of people get a hold of me because I made a public claim last week. If you wanted a second team, but you didn't get one, and now we're like, hey, I mean, point blank, we had a few people sign up for this league who were paid by another person. Patrick McNamara, I mean, he's a great guy. He put out a lot of money for these people to take teams, and they have not submitted a lineup 2 weeks in a row. So I preemptively had a few owners submit a lineup for these teams, and they will be adopted by these owners. To my knowledge, there is one of these teams left. And the problem being that, Patrick McNamara put the money out, why doesn't Patrick McNamara get to run the teams? Because there is a 2-team limit. That is a hard limit. But we've already made the executive order to say that if any of these teams win any prize money whatsoever, that it will be split with Patrick McNamara. That is our compromise. Isn't that correct, Cassandra?
That is absolutely
It is.
correct.
So, McNamara, I'm sorry. I know you did a great thing trying to help these people out. Not all of them. One of them, I believe, Team McLovin, and of course Brandon Stevenson. They're fine, but several of these other people have not submitted lineups, and we can't have that. We just can't have it. So, if any of these teams, I know one was taken over by Square Deal. I forget who the other one was taken over by. If they win, you will get half of the prize money because you're the one that put the money up first. That's only fair, folks. So, yeah, that's that. But, submit a lineup when you want to have this problem. But, I mean, again, I know you had like a Google form. Hey, kudos to you for trying. You've got some great owners that you did bring in the league, so we thank you for that. And, of course, you yourself, one of our favorite people in the league. So here we go. I don't know what I went here for. This week, we're not doing winners and losers. We're just going to do a couple other things. We're going to show you different features of the site every week. And one of the ones we're going to do right now is we're going to go to, you can go to Reports, Player, Starter Points Player. Check this out. This is kind of weird. And this will show you, first of all, we're going to go week 2 to 2. Hit now, and you will see that these were the top performers from week 2 from terms of people who started these players. The Buffalo Bills defense had a monster game, was not started by anybody. Oh, tragic. All right, so we're going to start with the top performer of the week. This week was Derrick Henry, my guy, although he did beat the Seahawks, which was tough, right? But scored 32.85 points, was started by Better Bring Your A Game and Chuba Ertz, which is Dom Valenti and Rob Jazierski. But then a whole slew of people were on the anti-Lions train. Started Aaron Jones. We had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 owners.
I started Aaron Jones.
Wisely, yes, you did. Wisely started Aaron Jones this week as he dismantled the Lions through the ground and through the air. And that would be Youth the Unlucky Punk, Local Kiss, the Mac Attack is back, the Patch of Cheese, 49 for Life, Dublin Drunks, Mo, Tunny, Mo, Promise, Cheatski, Brooklyn Brigade, and Now You See Me, Now You Don't. A couple of these teams are up in the top 10 now, or even number 1. Helped by Aaron Jones, no doubt, 32.75 points. Those are huge numbers, folks. These numbers don't come around all that often. There's two running backs scored more than 30 points in 1 week. That's pretty wild. Pretty big drop down to Cooper Kupp. Speaking of the Lions, he's benefiting from the Lions trade. It's a gift that keeps on giving, folks. They give up points by giving up touchdowns. They give quarterbacks to make Cooper Kupp score. A lot of people had that. Lamar Jackson, the top-performing quarterback this week with 22.68 points, started by Nasty Nutria, Mad Dogs, and Password is Taco. Kyler Murray, this guy's kind of impressing me. Started by 5 people, and then Uncle Tom, Touchdown Tom, whatever you want to call him. He's old. He's great. A lot of people started Tom Brady against the Falcons, myself not being one of them. How much longer till Biden is arrested was one of them. So those are your top performers from there. Now, here's another thing you can do. You can go, say, week 1 to week 2, and you can hit any franchise, and you go by franchise and player, sorted by, let's go just player. Hit this. Yeah, that's what you got to do. So this shows you, if you go just players, not by franchise and player, but I don't know why it's not showing up on here. The drop down doesn't show up on here, apparently. You drop down this, and it says franchise and player or player. So, anyway, you just player. This will show you who the number 1 starting people are. So let's go to, like, quarterback, for example. That one worked. I don't know why. Hit the now button. And this will show you who the top started quarterbacks are in the league so far. 21 people have started Aaron Rodgers. Let's hope most of those people started him this week and not last week. Yikes. And then 19 people have started Tom Brady and Jalen Hurts. The next best is Justin Herbert. 13 people have started him. We get down to, let's see, if we go to 64... No. Well, it's only been 26 players started. I guess that makes sense. Wow, that's kind of weird. Oof. Mac Jones, Tua, Ryan Fitzpatrick, and Matt Ryan all with negative points.
Well, 3 of them were hurt.
3 of them were hurt? Well, they hurt the ego of whoever started them, I can tell you that much. Because, I know. I've got a couple of messages from people saying, when did sacks start hurting quarterbacks? It was something we implemented last year in the playoffs, and to me it only makes sense because a quarterback, he gets sacked, it hurts the team really bad, and it is, my wife earlier had said, well, it's not the quarterback's fault, it's the lineman's fault. I mean, kind of, but the quarterback can still get rid of the ball. So, controversial rule change. Surprise, it's there if you didn't notice it. But, it's not that big a deal. It's not that much. But it is something that's in there. Now, if we look at running backs, so far this top running back started so far has been Nick Chubb, Melvin Gordon. Oh, wait, Raheem Mostert. 33 people started in week 1. And he scored 1 point because he got injured on the first play of the game. Yeah, I was one of them too. Both Cassandra and I both started him. Oh my God. So yeah, well he's hurt for quite some time, I think. You can click this and it'll show you his stats. Yeah, injured. He's on IR. Out for the season. Look right there. You can see out for the season. He played legitimately. I think he ran 2 times. He ran 2 times, got 20 yards. Out for the year. So no one else is going to be starting him. But luckily, I still won that game. Go to wide receivers real quick. This is just, again, showing you how you can see who started who. Number 1 wide receiver. A lot of wide receivers have been started. Number 1 wide receiver appears to be, I don't know why I can't sort by games, but Keenan Allen is up there quite a bit. This guy, Jarvis Landry, 14 people starting. He's way at the bottom. That's not good. So that gives you an idea if you want to look at that. Well, let's look at the schedule for next week. See if we got anything good coming up. Week 3 games. Here we go. Number 8, Monstars taking on the Orange County Ominous Oysters. That is Andrea. She's 0-2. Scored a total of 94.5 points. Monstars looking to remain undefeated. Number 19, Alada taking on the Alabama Muff Riders. Number 17, Get Vax taking on former number 3 team, Granny's Baloney Curtains. That's a big game right there, even though he's not ranked. How much longer will liberalism be legal? Taking on Ryan Frazier's Kryptonite. That's a 20 versus unranked. Number 18, Your Mother Likes My Defense, taking on Mo Tunney Mo Problems. One and Rob Shanukas, new owner. Hopefully he can knock out Alan Harvey. We've got, well, I'll tell you, this might not seem like a big game because they're unranked, but this is a big game. FarmersOnly.com taking on Password is Taco in a clash of the Titans. 2 former champions, both 1-1. Big game there for bragging rights, I guess. Cloacal Kiss taking on Mullen Incorporated. That's Paul Ward versus Maddie Bradley, the number 1 team in the nation. Zeke's Relationship Corner taking on Low Hanging Fruit, which is Eric Hester team. That is a new owner. Going down here, Chubberts, number 6, is Don Valenti taking on Stafford's Bastards, Robert Ames. And then we have our first ranked versus ranked game of the season as Mad Dogs, formerly known as Mad Dogs. They'll be changed. Their name will probably be changed. Or maybe, you know what, we'll keep the name the same. We love the Z's in names. Number 9, Mad Dogs, newly acquired owner, Square Deal Neal, taking on Andy Plum's Digger Phelps. I don't know what the kid wants, but he wants something. And a number 9 versus number 16 matchup. So far, that's the game of the week. We go through these live, so we'll have the live reaction. It's like a reaction video, man. Oh, Mad Dogs. Is that what you're saying? How long until Biden is arrested taking on Brady's backup? These are 2 undefeated teams, even though one of them is not ranked. Huge game. Almost as good as that ranked versus ranked game. And another one, Helmets on 98, number 2, taking on Just Here So I Don't Get Fined. Also both undefeated teams. Massive opportunity for Paul Wallenwine to submit a name for himself early in the season. The Black Hole taking on number 10, Sag Nasty's notch above top notch. The Black Hole is 0-2. His daughter is number 1 in the league. Maybe she'll set a lineup for him and he'll shock the world and beat Sag Nasty. What? Oh, yeah, you love my voices, don't you? Yeah, she loves them. She loves them a lot. All right, Providence Power taking on Tallywhackers. That's a 2-0 versus 0-2 team, but I mentioned it because, A, it's me and it's Josh Crampton, so it's always good. The Squadrels taking on 99% luck, 1% heart. That's another undefeated team that's not ranked. These are big games, people. Just because you don't see that number in front of them, remember, they're undefeated. Now you see me, now you don't. Ryan Frazier taking on my brother, Jay Seagraves, who's 1-1 after a huge week this week, primarily because he started the Packers against the Lions. LP Rails taking on number 5, Nasty Nutria. The Clockwork Elves struggles continue as they are going to be playing Dewayans, ranked number 15. Former champion Gary King coming up and trying to put the nail in the coffin early for the Clockwork Elves, but, you know, they'll just warp to another dimension, man. It'll be awesome. And then Honolulu Blue Balls taking on Play with Mike Ditka. Both teams are insignificant so far this season, but they're not insignificant owners as Tony Cromwell tries to crawl out of the cellar against the Harley riding Larry Weinberg. So there we go. That's week 3. Those are your matchups. But you got anything you want to add?
No, I'm good.
Don't rest your elbow on the laptop. You probably crack it. It's happened before. Not from her, but Seen laptops crack. Anyway, if you need an iPhone 13, I'm telling you, pre-orders are still going on. You can trade in a broken iPhone 10R, 10S, 10S Max, whatever. It can be broken even, or a broken Galaxy S9. $800 off on most unlimited plans. If you want one, message me. We'll see you next week, folks. Thanks for stopping by.